in the room, Dr. Eve in the space, your community health and human service educator. And we're going to do some work for this next season, y'all. We got to get it together because the work don't really ever stop. Can you take a vacation? Yes. But the work of preparation never ever stops because there's always things you must do to prepare for the new season. I wrote a post earlier today about your story inspires others. And the reason why I felt compelled to share that particular quote today was because I can't tell you how often I have been marveled by the stories of other people um, t- to the degree that I really do understand how important, how connected you are, how connected the work you do is to your story. I believe on my last live, I talked a little bit about, or one of my last lives, I believe I talked about one of the concerns that led me to where I am today. While there were many, there is one that led me here, and that was, there was enough until there wasn't enough, right? That story was pivotal in my life because, I remember, like I said in that particular live, I'm gonna let you go catch it. It's entitled "It Was Enough Until There Wasn't Enough," right? Um, and part of that story, why your story is so important, is because it helps people to really understand why you do what you do and how connected you are to the thing that you do. Good afternoon, Invisivibes. Thank you so much. I have been in the garden today, and as my title says, let us prepare for the next season. I'm going to pull you all up on my other phone so I can make sure I can see your comments as you come into the room. Please tell me where where you're coming in from, what city, what state, what country. I like to know where people are chiming in from. So I'm actually just coming out of the garden. It's a beautiful, how many degrees is it here today? 64 degrees right now. So it was a beautiful day to get out there and give that garden some water, grab put some you're from India in the vibes? Hey, well, stay connected. Super, super. Hello. Where are you coming in from? Want to know where people are chiming in from because that's important to me to know. Because I work the geography, y'all. But it's 64 degrees here, and I had the opportunity to go out there and give my garden some water because you all know that, like I share here, that shameless shameless, I don't understand. Okay, well, the what I believe is significant to the work that we do here is to model what we expect from other people, right? And that's what I live to do as a community health educator. What does that mean to be a community health educator? Just to to roll it back a little bit. It means to look at the how things, the environment, the neighborhoods, the systems, all of these things affect the determine the health of human beings, which we are all responsible for caring for. So essentially, what I do is I look at the social determinants of health and I ground myself in how I can get people from point A to B to C, C to D, etc. And part of understanding that You hear the theme wealth build. Let's have wealth conversations. Let's build wealth. And all the things. It is critically important. Hello from Hindi. It is critically important to understand that the foundation of any sort of wealth building is economics at home. Home economics, sustainable living, right? How does one get to a system of wealth building without first building an economy at home, right? And so I practice through my homesteading what that looks like, because I am an investor. I do own a home. I am comfortable. I am sustainable. I have implemented all of the sustainable systems. I am an IBO. I am an educator. I'm all these things. But most importantly, you have to begin the foundation of that at home, because we can go out and do a thing, but if the market crash and your economy at home is not good, then that's just one brick that can be pulled out of your door, can be pulled from underneath the foundation and cause your foundation to crumble. So I think it's critically important that we understand that as we move forward into the new year, learning more about what it means to live sustainably or to begin the journey. Most people I've heard again quite often I hear, I don't have a place to grow. And guys, I've been telling you, you don't have to have a place to grow. Look, I just got another batch of grow bags. I just got another batch of grow bags in. You know where I got them from? This is what I grow in sometimes. I grow in these. I grow in This is called a container or a grow bag. Okay. I grow in these grow bags. I grow in the ground. I grow in raised beds. I grow in the house. I grow wherever I can grow. That's where I grow. Why grow? Why grow? Why should growing be a part of sustainable living? Well, I think many of us can see that there's a lot going on in the food system, right? And so with all that's going on in the food system, I think it helps to know what's going on with the food by growing your own food, right? Now here's where we want to transition to today's conversation, and that is, let us prepare for the next season. In the homesteading space, while we don't only focus on growing food, but we focus on water, we focus on energy, we focus on shelter, we focus on being creative, we focus on all the things that really help you to build an economy at home. So buying these grow bags is a big thing. They come 10 in a set for $11.95. I bought them off Temu. Better yet, if you are a seamstress, make them. Okay, they're pretty much made out of a hard felt type fabric, and you can sew them. I don't have time. I do sew, but I have so much going on, and when I do pull my sewing machine out, I will show you all how to do that, because sewing is also a part of the homesteading. Anything that you can create and do and minimize the cost that you spend being a consumer is a part of your homesteading journey. So I said we was going to talk about preparing for your new season. Well, I am always looking at, as a gardener, as a homesteader, as a person who really thriving off of making sure USA. I get the things that I don't have. I study seeds. I do all of those things because there are things I always want to put in the garden. But here's what I'm doing that I haven't done before, and I think it's critically important. And that is to know what you're going to plant for the next season. Now, I have ordered some things that I could not find in my area, which I like to try different things because I might be able to grow something that people said you couldn't grow. Like I've been able to grow roselle in abundance. I've been able to harvest the seeds in abundance. I've been able to grow a lot of things because I chose the right property. That's another conversation for another day. When you are looking for property, you have to have um, a a spec sheet. What should you be looking for when you're looking to buy land to plan on? I don't care if it's a 0.25. It could be a quarter of an acre of land with a trailer on it. It's got the proper infrastructure because if it has a trailer on it, it means that it's got some infrastructure. Most of the time, people are going to look for land and they're just looking for raw land. But do you know how hard it is to cultivate raw land when you don't have a water system, heating system? You don't have no infrastructure. And so I think we miss that when we think about um, homesteading or finding land. So I got some things in and I wanted to share them with you guys because I am super excited to have some new things to plant. And so what I am doing in the preparation of my new season is first scouting out the things I want that I don't have, and building in a system that will help me to remind myself of when I need to do certain things. I'm Dr. Eve. I'm a community health and human service educator here in the US of A. And I've been on a journey for the last 30 years of helping people to live sustainably, addressing the social determinants of health. And yeah, so let's talk about some of the new things that I have. I have showed you some things that I have, the grow bag. But let me reel back for a second because I want to tell you about some things that I did in the garden I thought was really important. I have a new water system. So I was able to order me some water catchment systems, right? Why are they important? Rainwater is a great thing to catch because it is an organic source. It's an organic source of way of watering the things that you're growing. It's not coming out of the ground. It's literally coming out of the sky, and that's a good thing. Okay. It also a watering system, water catchment system is good because if your water system is ever tainted, you can always fall back on a rainwater system that you may have implemented. So today's chores consisted of, first of all, feeding my little hens because why? I made them some good feed. I think they're about ready to start laying eggs because they making a lot of noises and they cackling and they getting their little red, I don't know what I got to study them a little bit more now because now they're getting to that adult phase. And so I really think they're about to start laying. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to talk about these seeds in just a second. The other thing is, I do think they're about to lay. I think they'll be about 6 months old in January. So I'm hoping, I'm thinking in January I'll probably start getting some eggs. I'm really excited about that. Even though, y'all, I'm not really a big egg eater, but you need eggs for cooking certain meals, right? Nothing like a good cup of warm tea that you grew in your yard, from a plant that you grew in your yard. This is my hibiscus. Y'all know I love vitamin C. Okay. So another thing that I found that I needed to do out there today, I don't know if you have ever ordered canning materials. Like I needed to buy jars for canning. I'm almost out. Probably it's time for me to restock. But inside the canning boxes, the way they ship them in these little cartons with like these little crate things, like styrofoam crates, materials that have like these little pockets for the jars to sit in. And y'all, I was like, whoa, those can be planting pots. I automatically think about what could I use this for, right? Because that's another thing about your homesteading property is you should be looking at properties that have resources on them, like trees with leaves or pines with pine straw, things that can give back to your garden, right? Because you're what you're trying to create is a forest floor. So I got these jars in. I got these unstocked some of my jars, and inside the containers were these nice styrofoam. Let me see if I can grab one. Hold on, let me grab one. So here's what they look like. These are the styrofoam container. These are the shipping. This is how my jars are shipped. They're shipped in these little containers that I think are the absolute best. Why? Because I see a planting source. I see pots. I see something I could put dirt in, right? And it came to me in my jars, right? It's with my jars. So I have set a lot of sets of these that I'm setting up right now, filling them up with soil, getting ready to put seeds in. That's why we're talking about preparing for the next season. You guys, there's so much to that topic because in life, we are always preparing for the next season in our life, right? Because life comes in seasons, ages, phases, divisions, all those things, like age divisions, like I'm in that age group where I'm 62 years old. So I'm very comfortable educating people on all the things and all the many phases that I have been blessed to come through, right? So the wisdom, pouring out the wisdom and learning, because I am a lifetime learner. So on to that container. So in this container, I was able to pour like a lot of these. I went out today and I had some soil that I needed to have, that I had prepared with some good fertilizer, some good bone meal, some peat moss, all the things that you need to start new seeds. And so these are really good to do that. So I'm trying to set up my systems. I'm actually going to be setting up some indoor systems here in this area to grow some plants in here as well, indoors, so that we can get a jump start on our outdoor garden for the fall, for the spring. Because the best times to plant, best times to harvest, that your best growing seasons is fall and spring. But what you must do in order to be prepared to get a harvest for the fall and spring is that you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan of when things grow where you live. For example, let me see, is there something on the back? No, there's nothing on the back of this one, but so for example, on my seeds, I'm always going to be looking for my zone. Okay, this says zone 7 through 10. So I can grow licorice. So this is licorice. Licorice is an herb, right? It's an herb, and I want to grow it because I have an apothecary as well. If you're not growing food, then you're missing out the opportunity to grow all the healthy things, growing your medicine. I mean, all the things that can keep you healthy and symptom free of some of the things that happen when we don't have access to these things on an ongoing basis. For example, this cup of tea is vitamin C. Why do I need this? Well, because number one, I'm 62. I'm aging bones, bone density. I need it for bone density. I need it for this time of year when a lot of for my immune system, things like that. And we will be talking a lot about that. So let's get back to this, the planting of a plant to prepare for spring or fall. Now, I don't know when licorice actually, it says, okay, so here's some planting directions. It likes the soil temperature of 68 degrees, which means that it is a spring or fall plant. Soil type, it likes a rich soil, pH 6.6 through 7.8, which I'm thinking that's very acidic. I believe it is. Light requirements, it wants full sun. So we have to get it to the place where it can get that full sun. It says, so when you're building out your chart, these are the things that you're going to build out. So today I'm going to start preparing my Excel spreadsheet, and it's going to have these things on there. Soil temperature, soil type, light requirements. I'm going to build it out, and so that you not only will I have access to it, but I can offer it all as to you as well. The depth that it likes to be planted, which means this licorice, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? The licorice likes to be planted in 1/4 inch. So that's like the tip of my finger right there, right? So not too deep, right? What does the seeding rate? So 1 to 2 seeds per plant. So you should plant 2 seeds, at least 2 seeds together to assure that you will get at least one, right? Planting space, it likes 24 to 36 inches. Now, I don't know if you can toggle with that because I don't know the growth of it. I don't know how big it gets. I don't know any of those things. So what I want to learn while I am in this this season, preparing for this next season, I want to begin to study all those things. What I do know is it says it is a perennial, which that matters to me because I don't like to plant anything that's not a perennial, because to me that just seems like a lot of work to keep planting stuff over and over again, right? So all right, so then the next thing it needs, it says its average germination time is 21 to 60 days, which means I need to get these into some pot. I need to get these seeds started. It likes to keep moist until germination. So that's the thing. So I think knowing things that needs a lot of water, separating things according to some of these specs is very helpful as well. So something that needs full sun, or a specific temperature, something that needs a particular type of moisture, because when you are caring for them to get them to their germination phase, you will have a bunch of things together. And so you don't want to have things that need a lot of water with things that don't like wet feet, right? So you want to be thinking about that. Now it says here that licorice, the height of it is 48 inches. So it's zone 7 to 10. So that's another thing you want to know. What zone? You want to know what height it will get, because that's where it's going to depend on where you're going to plant it, right? So you want to have all of these things on a chart system so that when you get ready to put them and transfer them into your garden beds, that you will have them in a place where they will thrive, won't overshadow another plant or another seed, all of those great things, right? Hold on, y'all. The sun is beaming over here, and I'm going to block it out just a little bit. Okay, that's better. So the licorice, it says here, oh boy, I blocked out I need glasses. I need my glasses. So it says here, start seeds in early spring indoors. Okay, so we won't start these until spring. It says start indoors. It is recommended to soak the seed in tepid water for 24 hours before sowing. Keep seeds moist but not soggy until germination occurs. Transplant outdoors after the danger of frost has passed. So it says to start in the spring. Start seeds in early spring. So that would be around March. So these instructions are very important. So I'm seeing the need. This was not a practice that I've had in the past, which was studying the seeds. Now we can learn a lot from plants and stuff, y'all, because even throughout life, we know that we thrive in certain places. There's certain things we have to do if we have certain goals. And if the goal is to have a successful plant, a successful garden, a successful food outcome, then you have to study it to understand when, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And so I had never really done that for my seeds. And so I've had some success rate, but I want greater success rate. And so I have to prepare for that season of growth, that season of rapid success. This is how life is. This is when I think about the book that I wrote, Preparing for Your Season of Elevation, which I wrote to use in have group conversations with my friends who are in the space, who are working in the industry, who are students in the industry, who are retiring from the industry, who desire to keep going, who desire to continue to utilize their skills to not only sharpen their lives, but to sharpen the lives of those that God's going to put them in front of, right? Because life don't just stop, right? We just keep going, but we go in different ways. God gives us new ways to show up. And so that's exciting to me. So when I think about the seeds, it says also keep seeds moist but not soggy until germination. Transplant outdoors after danger of frost, and space the plants 24 to 36 inches. So from this one package, I know that there's an Excel spreadsheet that I need to prepare, and it needs to have all of these things, because this particular plant has a pack of seeds. This is from OutsidePride.com. I don't know who they are, OutsidePride.com, but they have seeds, right? They're a seed company. And they have given some really good instructions. And so because they have given some amazing instructions, I can now go and build out my table for my seeds. So I'm probably going to take my community on a walk with me as I produce some footage on these seeds, so that not only will I have YouTube, if I could figure out how to fix my YouTube, I would do it over here, but for some reason it won't let me broadcast my Zoom to YouTube. I'm going to work on getting that fixed, because you guys are the ones that I want to share that with, because you are the ones that are showing up for me. This is the community where there are more than 2.5 billion users per month, and I believe that God's going to give me my portion over here. So another thing that I got in today, so as I'm talking about these seeds, I got in some, I need to put a label on these. These are ginseng. So this is ginseng. This is ginseng root that have come in. I mean, it's a lot of them too. So I'm probably going to put some of this stuff in containers. until I figure it out, right? I have bought a whole lot of containers that I'm just going to be putting everywhere. And I'm going to be putting some of these things in containers so that they will, and they gave me good information, locate an appropriate growing area. Soil should be consistently moist yet well drained, loamy and rich in organic matter such as leaf mold and or fallen tree debris. So what this tells me is that it would love to be somewhere, you see how important your leaves are. I see people throwing away leaves in my neighborhood all the time, but I go get them. I literally go get them. I go get the leaves by the side of the road. I go collect the pine straw that's at the side of the road. And this may not be everybody's ability to do this, but it's mine. It's mine in this time, and those who are called to me in this time, okay? Who want to have the time and who want to grow a homestead, who want to begin to learn, understand the process of it, even if they don't have the amount of time that I have to do this. It says that the ginseng roots, these are ginseng roots. So we're talking ginseng. The ginseng root loves 75 to 85% shade. Oh, well, now that's good to know. They look for areas on east or north facing slopes with 75 to 85% shade provided by deep rooted hardwood tree species such as walnut, oak, and poplar. And I have that in my yard. So that's really good. This is the coniferous trees and shallow rooted trees such as maples present too much competition for good ginseng root development. So we want to take a soil sample. I always say take a soil sample from any area to soil test kit and either take it or send to your cooperative extension. That is always the first thing I tell you all to do when you're thinking about planting anything, is to get your soil tested and either take it to your cooperative extension. It's free. And they will give you an analysis of your soil. Soil for growing ginseng should be relatively high in root promoting phosphate and free of root knot nematodes, okay, which causes galls and stunt root development. So this is why you need to understand the plants that you want to plant. This is ginseng. I want to plant ginseng as a healthy root plant. It is also a healthy vitamin. And I want to be able to have this on the property to be able to grow forever. And so I'm really excited about ginseng root. It says also that check the soil's pH level by probing it with a pH meter. Now, I don't have a pH meter, so I might need to get one of those. That might be something good to have. So if I don't have one, so if you know a good source for a pH meter, let me know, because I don't have one of those and would love to have one. Your soil's pH level should be between 5 and 6 to grow ginseng. Now, I have 5 to 6. I have some 5 to 6 areas because I've already had my soil tested, but it's in full sun. So that means that I need to get the other areas that are shaded to check to see if they have, what their pH levels are. Okay. If necessary, you can incorporate some phosphate balance fertilizers and or lime into the soil. Now, let me tell you something about that. Now, they say right here, now this is something that I want us to be cognizant of, that when they say that you can always incorporate phosphate balance fertilizers, I want you to also know that your kitchen scraps can become the fertilizers that you need. So you need to understand also that when you are creating, like I created an apple fertilizer from some apples. So it was in some ferment. I had fermented some apples, could not give it to my chickens because it'll make the chickens drunk. but I could save it and make some fertilizer. Now, could I use that? I don't know. So I will have to study my apple fertilizer to see if in fact it can be used as a phosphate balanced fertilizer, or begin to study it for myself. I know it says here and or lime. Put some lime into the soil. Could my lime rinds, could they serve as, I don't know, it just makes me just want to go deeper. It just makes me want to go deeper into studying what's going to be needed to have this successful ginseng root. It also says to remove the brush and undergrowth from the growing area. So you want to remove those things and use hand clippers or pruning shears to cut down small shrubs. So it's saying that it looks like it just wants to be near things as well. Like it says, it wants to be near things like such as maple, shallow rooted maples. Let's see. It says look for areas that have deep shade provided by deep rooted hardwood tree species such as walnut, oak, and poplar. I don't know what poplar is, so I have to look that up. But that's what you need to be doing when you are preparing for new seasons, new growth, new planting, new anything in your life. You have to do some studying, right? So what do I need to do that, right? How do I do that? What do I need? Where do I go? Where can I plant it? When do I do it? All the questions that you need to ask yourself when you are embarking on a new journey. So I don't want this live to be too long, but I wanted to give you a good example of what it means to prepare for a new season as it relates to any area of your life, but more specifically to preparing to grow new seeds. So we talked about from this live, I always want you to take away a good nugget from the live. So we were talking about one, different chores you can do on a good day at 64 degrees. What could you do? You can go out there and water those plants because they still need good, rich water. And it's a good day to give them a good soaking, right? Because we don't know when it'll get cold again, right? Because we're talking this fall. So you want to, check on, you always want to check on your chickens, but it would have been a good day for me to clean out that coop too. But I had some other things to do today. So if it's warm tomorrow, I will clean out the coop tomorrow. But they seem okay. So I always also examine my coop to see if there's anything been trying to get in there, any predators, things like that. So what have we learned from this live? Chores. There's always going to be chores, right? There's always going to be things to do, right? In the preparation for whatever you're preparing for. You want to prepare to grow food, there's always going to be chores. And also we learn from looking when you order new seeds, you want to order things. I always focus on perennials. Because why? I don't want to keep planting. I don't want to keep buying seeds when they're supposed to grow. Now, when I buy these seeds, what do I need to do to get success rate out of them? I need to build a chart. I got so many foods, so many seeds, so many sources, so many things growing out there. But some of them I've had success with and some of them I have not. And it's primarily because I have not built in the chart. I've not developed a chart that will allow me to break down when I am supposed to plant certain things. So I'm going to develop my own. And this particular seed packet gave me so many nuggets to build it with. Soil type, temperature, light required, planting depth, seed rate, planting time to germination. How about time to harvest? Because that's a good thing. I didn't see that up here. Keep moisture. What does it like? Moisture? Does it like to be dry? Right. And then some other things like your zone. Does it grow in your zone? The height it will get, the color it will be. When will it bloom? Okay, so we now know that this will bloom in fall, right? So that's really good to know because I like to have color going in the garden all the time. But this will allow me to put this in a place where I want some color to be growing, okay? In the fall, because I like color. I like to be happy all the time. I want high color, nice color, right? Also, so we noticed that we said that we should be looking at our seeds. We should be building out a chart. Some of the things we need to build on the chart, and I will have this next time I open this live. I will have this available. And then you also want to know what height, what color, when will it bloom, when to start the seeds, all the things, right? So this package was a great example of what I should be putting on my chart. So I'm excited about that. Then we also talked about studying your plant as it grows, like, and then what is it good for, right? That's another thing that you can also insert into your chart, because you want to know what is that thing good for. We're not just here. We don't want to keep going back over information. You want to put your information in a place that it will be helpful for you when you are trying to also harvest it. When you harvest it, what will you do with it? What is it good for? What is it? Will it be a tea? Ginseng, yes, it will be a tea. Ginseng will. Licorice is also medicinal. Another one I have is milk thistle, which is also medicinal. I also have in today another licorice plant. I don't know why I have so many, but this one says it germinates in about 14 to 20 days. And it grows 5 feet tall. And this one has pale white flowers. So this one has lavender flowers, but this one has white flowers. I like that, y'all. So we're going to have some white and some lavender. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff going on in the yard. I also have some holy basil, which I got holy basil plant in last week. I need to go check on it. Make sure I check on its what it likes and does not like, because I don't like getting these seeds and watching my plants just wither away. Now, I also got another thing in today or yesterday, and it's a ginkgo tree. It's a ginkgo biloba tree. I don't know how it will do here, but baby, we're about to see, because I like growing things. I like trying. I like to experiment. So this one, do not use potting soil with time-release fertilizers such as Miracle-Gro, as they are often expired and many contain dangerous levels of minerals in it. So it tells you how, you want to be careful. You want success rate. So now this is kind of dry. So I know that I need to get busy with this one today, because it was shipped to me last week. So I'm going to need to deal with that one today. I also got in, I don't know what kind of seeds these are actually. These came in the box, but it didn't have any instructions on it. Let me see if I can. Ginseng roots. Yeah, it didn't have, let me see what it is here. Holy basil seeds, milk thistle, licorice, ginseng seeds, another licorice, and I'm not sure which seeds these are right here. That is 25 seeds. But it doesn't have a name on it. That's problematic. See? Why wouldn't they have the name on it? So I don't know what type of seed that is. It's a non-GMO. And that's the one thing you also want to be careful about, you guys, is growing GMO plants, genetically modified plants. You can get in trouble for growing those, because they are, but why would they sell them even? You know, if it's, why would they sell you something that they have a patent on? I don't understand that, but they do. But I don't see. This is licorice, ginseng seeds. Okay. So this is okay. That's what this is. So I have the root, but I also have the seeds. So this is 25 pieces. Yep, this is ginseng seeds. So I have the plant. No, this is the ginkgo. The ginkgo. That's the biloba. Biloba. These are the ginseng seeds. So I have the ginseng roots and I have the ginseng seeds. So I can also grow my own. So I need to write something on this one because this one does not have a label on it. And that pen is not working. So for all of you out there who are on this journey to building, wealth for yourself, understand this important thing, that wealth building begins at home. It begins by building an economy at home. And there are several steps to doing that. And part of that is sustainable living. Okay. So I thank you all for stopping by today. Just wanted to just throw some nuggets out there, and hopefully you found this helpful. I'm Dr. Eve, everyone, and I am a community health and human service educator, qualitative researcher, author, speaker, all the things that God has blessed me to be on this journey called life and sustainable living with Him in the garden, right? So I hope that you enjoyed this information. If you are ready to get started on your journey in the homesteading space, or maybe you're looking for that just the right piece of property, just the right place for homesteading, drop me a line. Click the link in this description box and send me an email. I'm planning on having some assessment. Grab an assessment if you want to get started and you want your own personal assessment, starting with your zone, finding property in your area for homesteading. Let me know. Just drop me a line and grab yourself an assessment. Just go to the link in this description and grab yourself a quick assessment to get you started, and join our community where we are always preparing for our next season of elevation. Peace and blessings to you. Have the most amazing day. And whatever you do, don't let anyone get in the way on your journey to becoming who God has called you to become. Peace and blessings, everyone. Until next time.